Gary, I hear the Stingray Corvette is going to get picked up soon, and I have a big question, which is, what do we do to it? Because it looks like nothing's been done. We've had it for like 6 weeks. Are we just ripping the customer off?
We're just charging for storage on this one. No, this is a pretty good example of something where the car, the body, I mean, this is what we call a perfect like 2020 car, you know, 20 miles an hour from 20 feet away, this thing looks mint. You know, he's looking to daily drive this thing. Body's plenty clean for, you know, just looking good. Interior's in good shape. So really, we went after the mechanicals of this. You know, he started off wanting to get rid of the 4-speed that was in it and change over to a T56. That kind of quickly snowballed like most things do here. And before you know it, he wanted to do the Blueprint 400, making 508 horse. Clean up all the suspension. He did like the way it rode and drove on the original parts, so we maintained the rubber, just replaced everything. He did get a set of QA1 coilovers in the front and a set of QA1 adjustable dampers in the back, so he's got some adjustability. It's a slightly bigger sway bar in the front. Round that out with just a fresh rebuild on the rear end, and you know, you got yourself a good daily driver.
So let's pop the hood on it, check out that Blueprint 400, because it looks beautiful. I think to the untrained eye, most people wouldn't recognize that it's a major upgrade, especially with the cover here saying 327, 300 horsepower. It's got almost double that at this point.
This was kind of a breath of fresh air, just a pretty straightforward small block for small block swap, and it did work very, very well. Blueprint provides a motor that comes buttoned up top to bottom, ready to go. It's got the Holley Sniper EFI on it, so we're not dealing with a carburetor. Pretty much pull the old one out, swap the accessories over.
The other thing that was upgraded is the transmission from a 4-speed to a 6-speed T56. Again, you wouldn't really notice unless you read this little placard here or just kind of knew what this car came with. So what makes the T56 special, and why do you choose it for this?
I mean, getting rid of the 4-speed, getting that big deep overdrive, whether you go to a 5 or a 6 is big in a car like this. You know, highways are a lot faster than they used to be when this thing was built, so to do 85 miles an hour with the 4-speed, she's just screaming. A lot of the work to fit that bigger gearbox went in underneath all this. You saw Jeffrey cut the top of the fiberglass tunnel, raise it, patch it back in. I mean, we're Patience metal fab, but sometimes you just got to break out the composite stuff. Once you get it all back together though, you know, it looks real nice, looks real clean. Hard to tell anything was done, that there's really any difference in here. Doesn't really encroach on you any further. You know, we went through, we did some gauge stuff, threw some modern, just some new gauges in it to kind of clean up the look of it. It's got a Retro Rides radio in it, so it's a more modern radio he can Bluetooth to. But, you know, really just, again, he likes the car. Why change much? You know, it still feels like the same car in here until you drive it.
It does feel like the same car, but significantly cleaner, especially because we redid all of the rear interior carpeting. So it actually smells nice in here. It doesn't smell like a 1966 car.
Yeah, when we pulled that carpet out, it was pretty nasty. There was some stuff underneath it. So whole carpet has been replaced. We dynamatted everything under the bottom of this. It's significantly quieter, and it's also a lot cooler. You don't get that heat coming off the road and everything on it.
We pretty much either upgraded or just refreshed everything underneath. The other thing we didn't mention is the exhaust work that Max did.
Yeah, we wanted to keep it looking stock, which as you can see we accomplished. Hard to tell that that's not the stock pipes, but the original pipes were 1 3/4 inch crimped down with the mufflers in them. So obviously being able to let that thing breathe, we needed more exhaust. We went with the McJack's ram horn headers on it, which gave us a 2.5 inch collector to work off of instead of the 1 7/8, and then 2.5 all the way out with a couple Stainless Brothers resonators in each side.
And I know what you're all thinking. I want to hear just how loud it is. The car does start and run really well. So what we're going to do is fire her up. I'll give you some sound clips, and then we'll probably take her around the block, get some rolling footage, and we'll end the video there. So if you guys enjoyed the little build up and breakdown of this one, please subscribe to our page, like this video, share it around, and stay tuned for the next one. days that we did, you can feel the before and after. The suspension is tighter, obviously way more power. I can feel how much crisper the shifts are. It doesn't feel like a 60-year-old car anymore, and it really did before.
Yeah, it's the transmission. I mean, man, what a difference. Talking about something that makes